Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really critical shift happening right now in public sector digital services. We're going to explore exactly how Botcopy is helping government agencies and their service partners deliver accessible, citizen-first AI experiences. It's all about navigating strict compliance mandates while making sure digital services are actually easier to access, easier to use, and ultimately easier to trust for everyone.
Because when you get right down to it, digital access is public access. Today, government services essentially live online. Whether a citizen is applying for crucial benefits or just trying to pay a parking ticket at 11 o'clock at night, the digital front door is the public front door. And if that door is locked for some people, the service fundamentally fails.
You see, accessibility is not a checkbox. It is a service promise. When government websites are hard to navigate or totally inaccessible, disabled citizens are actually stripped of their independence. And that creates this massive ripple effect, right? Caregivers are burdened, agency staff workloads increase from completely avoidable phone calls, and the entire service infrastructure just slows down for everyone.
Now, agencies are operating under a very real, new regulatory reality. The DOJ's Title II rule officially requires state and local governments to meet WCAG 2.1 AA standards for web and mobile accessibility. Recently, the compliance deadline for larger entities was actually extended from April 2026 to April 2027 and out to 2028 for smaller entities.
But here is the critical takeaway. The deadline moved. The need did not. Agencies can either just wait around for that deadline, or they can choose to lead right now. This delay really shouldn't be seen as permission to wait. It's a strategic planning window. It's an opportunity to build accessible infrastructure correctly from the foundation up, rather than rushing to retrofit old systems later.
So how do we actually do that? Well, it helps to think of conversational AI in two parts. First, you have the brain. That's the incredibly smart back-end intelligence, like Google Cloud's Dialogflow CX. But citizens don't interact directly with raw LLMs, right? They interact with the front door. And that's exactly what Botcopy is. It's the conversational deployment and UX layer where the public actually interacts and asks questions.
And what really sets Botcopy apart here is that it is already WCAG 2.2 AA conformant. That's a step ahead of many competing layers still just trying to hit that 2.1 AA standard. Now, to be clear, adding Botcopy doesn't magically make an entire legacy website compliant overnight, but what it does do is ensure that your conversational service layer, the exact place where citizens go to find high-value information, is accessible and future-proofed.
In practice, this has huge real-world benefits. First, citizens can just ask for what they need in plain language, rather than hunting through complex menus or 10-page PDFs. Second, users relying on assistive technology get an experience that's specifically designed and tested against modern standards. And third, agencies drastically reduce calls, emails, and staff burnout by simply helping more people self-serve successfully. Now, let's pivot for a second. If you're a systems integrator or a service partner, there's a major procurement angle here. Are you bidding on a public sector RFP? Because in the state, local, and education sectors, accessibility is consistently one of the biggest hurdles to getting an AI project approved and signed off. This is where Botcopy helps agencies lead before they are forced to catch up. By specifically naming Botcopy as the deployment layer in your proposals, you actively de-risk the entire AI procurement process. You're showing the agency that accessibility was considered early on, going beyond the minimum standard to improve public trust and reduce liability concerns.
Because Botcopy handles all those unglamorous but absolutely vital mechanics behind the scenes. We're talking about ensuring high-visibility focus appearance so keyboard users don't lose their place, maintaining minimum target sizes for motor impairments, and redundant entry prevention to lower cognitive load. It gives you the production-grade UI needed to safely deploy powerful AI models.
And you don't just have to take my word for it. We highly encourage you to look at the human proof. You can download Botcopy's VPAT via the Brief Builder. Or better yet, join an accessibility workshop with Botcopy's dedicated UX testers. These are disabled citizens with technical backgrounds who evaluate these exact experiences using lived expertise and rigorous practical testing.
Because at the end of the day, when accessibility works, everyone moves faster. It's an operational necessity. Doing it right improves self-service completion rates across the board, cuts down on manual intervention, and ensures that these major AI investments actually pay off for the entire population, not just a subset of it. So here is the bottom line. Work with Botcopy to make accessibility a source of trust, better service, and a competitive advantage. Let's change the incentives together by leading. By implementing a modern, conformant conversational layer today, you are delivering on the promise of public service. The only question left is, will your agency be the one forced to catch up or the one leading the way?